Good morning, friends. It's Rachel, alone in the woods at the cabin. And I thought it would just be a really fun video to bring you guys just a solo trip up to the cabin for the weekend. I've got a big project I've mentioned for, I don't know, it feels like a couple years now. There's a couple big projects that I specifically want to do at the cabin, and Todd can't get away as frequently with work. So it was, we were just here last weekend and we were doing one of those big projects, installing our new flooring in the cabin, the hard surface flooring. And you know, we've owned this, let me tell you where we are in case you're new here. So my husband and I and our kids, our adult children, use this recreational property. It is about 10 acres in, I call it Middle Michigan. My husband calls it up north, but it's north of Muskegon, Michigan, so on the west side. And we are deep in the middle of the Manistee National Forest. So it's about I think it's like 2.3 mile trail back, and like 2 of those miles are behind like no public access zone. With respect to cars, you can hike back here. You can, you know, hike and horseback is really the only thing you can do. You can't take ATVs back here, no motorbikes, even e-bikes aren't really permitted. And it's just glorious. We sit on a little river, like a branch of the White River out here, and listen. It's just birds. Birds. I think I startled up a deer when I went to the outhouse this morning. I heard a snort at me, but my eyes weren't awake yet to look for them. And so there's lots of turkey, white-tailed deer, tons of birds, bobcat, porcupines, skunks, raccoons, and the occasional bear. We've yet to see one in all 10 years. But like I said, we don't get here a whole lot. Get here more spring through fall and not much at all, if any, during the winter. I love it. Hopefully my face is showing it this early in the morning, but I love it. And my big project, though, this weekend is to paint. So, like I said, we've owned the cabin for 10 years, and we have made a ton of memories. I think when we bought it, the boys might have been in there, like our youngest boys might have been freshman, junior year of college, maybe. And our daughter was 15, so maybe even our youngest son, high school. I don't really remember. then, so the kids have gotten up here very little with us, like tailing them as parents, but they've gotten up here a lot as adults. We've been fortunate enough to have like almost all of our parents visit, and that's been really special. And just Todd and I really spend the majority of our time here. And we, you know, when I say the majority, it's just Todd and I. We have made a lot of memories. But in that 10 years, what we've been doing, we've done diddly squat on this cabin. It was furnished when we bought it. I think we brought up one dresser, a couch, and eventually changed out the dining room table. But that was only a couple years ago. So like 3 pieces of furniture was all that we brought up here. And then, you know, maybe I've hung 6 things on the wall. And that's it, like it. Nothing else. I mean, oh, I should take that back. We added the little shower curtain because there was no shower curtain, and Todd installed like the water pump for our shower. But that didn't change the cosmetics, if you get what I'm saying, of the overall cabin vibe. So the new carpet went in a few years ago, maybe even just a couple of years ago. We've got the new hardwood floor now, and now I'm finally getting around to painting this front half of the cabinet, which is our cabin, which is the living room, kitchen area. And I'm really excited about it. And it's just going to be me in the woods, and I'll bring you guys along for the journey of it all. It's funny, when I pack so differently than my husband. I came up here in my little car with 1 box, a tiny little cooler, and my painting clothes. And thankfully there was no trees down on the trail because I didn't bring a chainsaw with me, and that would have been bad. But it's just easy. I can jump in the car and go, and I don't need much. So he hooked me up though with the solar battery. I got in late last night, and that's one of the first things I did because I knew I wanted to start taking off cabinet doors off the kitchen area. So we got the generator plugged in, easy peasy, which is a solar Bluetti. And that thing powers our cabin. If we use it heavily, like morning, day, evening, it'll last like 3 days. But if we use it sparingly, it can go 4 or 5 days for us. And then we have our, what is that, EcoFlow? No, Bouge RV. Solar fridge cooler thing. So I can just throw my food in there, and that plugs into a little battery. We have a little refrigerator. I didn't even bother starting a fire last night. The cabin when I got here was like 65 inside. This morning though, I ended up getting the wool blanket last night because this morning when I woke up it was 54 in there. But I run a little hot when I sleep, so I slept wonderfully. And it's going to warm up today to 72, so it'll warm back up. I hope not to have to start a fire because that's just a hassle I don't want to deal with. I can do it though. Hummingbird coming to check us out this morning. All right, but I'm going to enjoy my coffee and enjoy the woods before we get working. cabinets are done being painted. I think I've decided to leave this upper cabinet natural wood for now, only because I talked to Todd and we're like, we can't as easily unpaint something as we can paint it. So the camera is showing it a little brighter and greener than it really is. This camera does something funny with greens. It's like a really, it has like a blue undertone to it, and it's, I don't know, not quite teal. It's, I don't know, it's a pretty color. I wish I could show you what the real color is. It's a deeper, richer green with like a blue undertone to it. I love it. Eventually these countertops will be replaced with like butcher block countertops. But it's lunchtime now, so I'm gonna pause, have lunch, and we're just having some like egg. I got eggs, almond flour, tortillas, and some cheese, and we're just gonna do like an egg burrito. And then it's, I need to take things off the walls so I can patch holes and let that dry, but we're gonna start painting the living room next. And I'm excited to see how that turns out. I showed Todd, he really likes it. The cabinets still need one more coat, but I'm gonna roll that on, but they need to dry, so that's probably gonna wait for tomorrow. And we may run to town, at least I will. I don't know if I'll bring you guys, and see if we can't find new hardware. If I didn't mention, I know I might get fussed at painting wood. These are 100% homemade cabinets that the original builder made. This is just like knotty pine board that he, I don't know if you guys can see, he individually attached them to these like big, like bracing boards. And he did a great job. They, like Todd and I were talking about replacing them. I'm like, they're fantastic, high quality wood cabinets. I don't want to feel the need to replace them, just make them our own. So I'm going to make lunch, and then we're going to get started on the cabinet. I've just been enjoying listening to some Glenn Beck radio, and I never ever listened to him because we just don't listen to the radio, but up here there's radio that is our entertainment. And so I will talk to you guys later. Well, I just finished the walls, so the cabin is completely torn upside down. Like everything's pushed to the middle of the room, but yeah, the bottom walls. And I know there's going to be some great wood lovers out there that, why did you paint all that beautiful knotty pine? Because it's our cabin and we want to. It was just way too orangey yellow for us. And while I'm like leaving this one, and our dining room table is pine, and then all the window trim is pine. We'll still have lots, and the whole entire ceiling is cedar. We'll still have lots of wood throughout, natural wood looks throughout the cabin, but we had to get rid of the orange. And next is these walls. And while the camera does great with showing you guys green colors that aren't really green, it's probably not doing this justice either. And this is the worst hospital green ever. I patched some holes, so I need to do a little sanding. But I'm going to take a break. It's so beautiful outside right now. The sun's kind of trying to pop through the clouds and the gloom a little bit. Trying to. And my woods, I call them my woods, they're just glowing in the little scattering of sunlight that's coming through. So I think I'm going to take a break before I tackle those walls. And I think we're going to be able to get everything done first coat. And if I'm feeling ambitious, maybe second coat on the cabinets, because I'd like to button those back up before I leave on Sunday. It's Friday now. And then second coat on the walls tomorrow. And then I think I'll have a really good time to just enjoy my visit here this weekend. So, my other project, I'll go ahead and tell you guys. This cabin, I know a lot of you have come to enjoy it the way that we enjoy it, but I have to tell you, it's getting painted. It's just too much green. Green, surrounded by green. And the leaves aren't even in full bloom yet. It's just too much green. So we're going to be painting the cabin this summer. I'm really looking forward to that. So let me go enjoy my break. Hopefully you guys are having fun with me. And I thought let me sit down and I'll just grab my water. I thought while I was filming to tell any of you ladies that like either you have a rec property like this, or that you go to with your spouse or your partner, or you really love this lifestyle, but maybe it intimidates you a little bit and you'd like a little getaway place in the woods, to say do it. There's nothing to be worried about or afraid of, and once you come to learn and enjoy your land and your property, it's a great place to just get some me time. And I love my husband to death, love him to death, and this is such a special place together. But I've been able to get away here for various reasons, whether it was to come do like little mini projects, or I can't remember the other reasons, but I've probably come here 3 times by myself for either just an overnight or a couple day stay, and I love it. So yeah, if you have any questions about managing an off-grid property or kind of what systems we use to keep it easy, leave your questions in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. And maybe we'll link to a video that kind of explains how our cabin's set up. Oh, and my last thought was I'll link in the description, not link, but share with you guys what colors those paint colors are, because I know somebody will ask that and I won't remember. Okay, I'm gonna go for my walk, take my little break. My shoulders are a little stiff. It's going really well. I have about half the kitchen left to paint, but my neck is killing me and I need sustenance. So we're gonna cook up some burgers for dinner, and I'm gonna eat, and then we will finish painting. You guys want to see the progress? 1 second. Ta-da! The living room is done. Sadly, it's going to need 2 coats. I was really hoping it wouldn't, but it is going to. But I love it. I think it makes the forest pop before, with all the brown and the green. And that's kind of why I'm trying to get away from so much brown and green on the walls and the outside of the cabin, is because I want the forest to stand alone in its beauty, and I don't want the cabin to take away from the view and what we're looking at, and it to be its own thing. And I just love how green all the outside looks. I'm not having to balance that against the walls with my eyes. Todd likes it. I do have one problem. This shelf, I don't have a drill with me, and that is like really screwed into studs that I cannot get out with my wrist strength with a screwdriver, and I don't have a drill with me. So I'm gonna have to paint around this shelving unit and till Todd comes back and helps me out. And then this wall, while the burgers are cooking, I've got cut in, so we're gonna tackle that. And yeah, really happy with it. Now, I need to check the strength on my battery because I've had the generator running, you know, I call it the generator, our solar battery bank running all day. We have a spare one here that I could plug in if I need to, but I'm gonna need it. It's just so gloomy today and tomorrow. I think tomorrow still yet, that it's so dark here in the forest in the cabin without lights. So let me tend to the burgers I'm gonna eat, and I probably won't show you guys. How about this? We won't see a reveal until it's done for this weekend. So it's probably gonna be a minute for you guys, but for me, it's gonna be like 2 days. So I'll see you guys then. Oh no. Oh, poor cheese. I was halfway packed up and I realized I haven't shown you guys the finish. I was so tired after those 2-day painting marathons. So let me get this finished packing up and then we'll go in and check it out. But I've already packed up the generator, so it's gonna be kind of dark in there, but I love it. All right, come on in. Take my shoes off. I just mopped the floors. I know, it's so dark. Come on, lighten up, lighten up. Okay. So, kitchen's done. I'll get a different angle in a second. I have all the drawers popped open and the doors aren't put back on. You really should let those really dry super well before you do anything like that. And I'm taking the original hardware home, and we're gonna see if we can find something else. And then when Todd comes back, he'll put it back together again. But I like that we kept the knotty pine upper cabinet. And then the walls, let me tell you guys, wow, it took 2 coats. I was certain that it was gonna just go with 1 coat because it was such a light color, but that light color of green was like right directly on drywall, and anytime you do that, the drywall just really sucks in the paint. And so everything has 2 coats on it. So let's head into the living room and get a better view of that. So do you remember how orange it was before with the knotty pine? It feels like more, I don't know, I told Todd, just like not as heavy. It feels brighter and lighter, and it's really making, and I know the outside light is casting a odd light on the forest, but it's making the forest view just pop. Like you're seeing it in that's the green that you're looking at, that's the brown that you're looking at, and it looks really nice from in here. So turn you around and we'll see the kitchen from this angle. Oh yeah, I love it. That's a good view. Oh my goodness, I just love it. I don't have everything back up on the walls. We're gonna change some of our decorations in the living room and like little things like I had on the walls I didn't get put back up. But I'm so excited for Todd to get up here and see it. And then I told him, I'm just thinking of all the projects now, because when you look in the back, so bedroom, and then can I get this other bedroom? Yeah, bedroom. When you look in the back now, that's all probably 1970s, 80s generic paneling walls. And it's just feels like a dungeon back there now. So I've always loved the cozy vibe of it, but I'm ready to make that ours too. So I've had a wonderful weekend at the cabin. Thanks for coming with me and keeping me company when I was by myself. Last night I was done after 2 whole days of painting. First night I worked from 8:30 till 8:30. Yesterday 8:30 to 5:30. I just made dinner and sat down and we watched Braveheart and chatted with the kids and Todd, and I went to bed and I slept. And I would never do this. I slept till 8:30 this morning. I'm a between 4 and 6 a.m. wake up kind of girl. But yeah, thanks for coming with me to our off-grid cabin solo adventure by myself, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.